There's a difference between having a collected look in your home or business or just a downright cluttered look. And what the difference is buying things intentionally, things that fit your overall look, your overall vibe that you're kind of going for. If you just buy trendy things because you think they're going to sell or because you think, you should be buying them to be hip or whatever, is that still a word? Anyway, you're going to have a cluttered look. I am going to show you though today 5 trendy things that I love and I don't consider trendy, although they're selling really well now. If you're a reseller, you might want to take some notes. Well, at least they're selling really well in my area, and I'm hearing from other people kind of all over the country here that they are still selling well for them, or really starting to sell well for them. First up are vintage quilts. I love vintage quilts. I always have. They've always kind of lived in my home, along with the vintage Afghans. I bought this one very recently at a church sale. You can see, it's white with Battenberg lace on the edge. Can you hear me with the quilt over my face? Anyway, and lace is another thing that's very trendy right now, and I'm not even counting that in this little five trendy things that I'm telling you about. So that's a little bonus tip for you. This is stark white though. The only thing I'm thinking is I might tea stain that to give it an even more aged look. I don't know, because I'm kind of getting away from the stark white stuff. So that, stay tuned, I might do that. Like I mentioned, I bought that quilt at a church sale and I paid $7 for that. If you're a reseller, you can absolutely mark that up 6, 7, 8 times, depending on your area. But especially if you're selling to a broad audience like on Etsy. Number 2, vintage mirrors. Vintage mirrors have come in and out of style the past 25 years or so, but they never left my home or my business when I had one. They fit my vibe, and that's kind of what I'm talking about. People that liked what I like vintage mirrors, so I always sold them. I never had a problem with selling them when they were supposedly not in style anymore. I sold the round mirrors and stuff, but the vintage mirrors were always a staple. And I have several in my house, and I love them. We went through a period there for a little while that we were painting all the gold mirrors white. So happy that we're not doing that anymore. All my mirrors are gold, and I have no intention of ever painting them. The thing with trendy things, though, is they get harder to find. If you're a reseller, they're harder to find for a price that you can flip them for. And if you just want them in your home, a lot of times they're pretty expensive when things are trendy. But I found this mirror. I thought that was my husband walking in the door. Anyway, I found this mirror at a flea market really recently for $20. I'm not going to hold it up because I'll show you the camera. Anyway, but you can see that it's ornate and really pretty in gold and not painted. Next, silver plate. I love silver plate. It was out of style for a long time, but I always kept it in my home, and I used it for displays at the shop. When they weren't selling, I didn't care. I used it to hold jewelry and whatever. And I don't know if you saw my video, but recently I bought a Turkish tea decanter. I can't remember what it's really called, something like that. Anyway, it's for tea. Or is it Russian? I can't remember. Anyway, it's for tea, and it was missing its lid, and it's very fancy, so I put some faux greenery in, and I love it. And silver plate has just always had a home in my house and in my business. One thing about silver plate right now is people are polishing it. The shiny look is in. I, as you can see, don't polish my silver. I am not a big fan of the shiny look, but I know it's all the rage. So again, whatever you like is what you should have in your home or in your business, because your customers like your style. So they're going to buy what you have, right? And if they don't, use it for display until it comes back in style. The next one is brass. For a while there, we didn't think we could have brass and silver plate in the same space. It's always lived in my house like that. I do not polish my brass either. I like the worn look. I just bought this planner super recently at the Salvation Army for $8, so it's still out there. Very reasonably priced. You might have to look a little harder, and you know what, maybe because it's not in the best shape. It's not bad though. I have pieces that are in way worse shape. And at that same church rummage sale that I got the $7 quilt for, I bought this very bizarre looking floral arrangement. I love the hydrangeas. I love the color. It kind of looks like an alien though, doesn't it, with these little berry things. So those will be clipped off, and it fit really nicely right inside my brass planter. The colors I thought looked amazing together. So that's the look I'm really loving right now. So as soon as the alien antennas are gone, that's going to be super cute. Okay, one more trendy thing that I am loving. First though, okay, first though, I'm going to take a minute and introduce myself. I'm Lori Bryan, Lori B. Chic Designs, and I have been in this vintage home decor business for over 25 years. I started out having a booth, doing craft shows, vintage shows, and then for 18 years I had my own brick and mortar store. In the last 9 years of those 18 years, I was only open 3.5 days a month. I really learned how to work smarter and not harder, and I doubled my income. So I sold that brick and mortar about a year ago, and in that time I have been doing this. I've been building my YouTube channel. I want to share tips and tricks with all of you. I want to support small businesses, and I have created a few things aside from my YouTube channel, and I have Facebook, I have Instagram. I'm going to bring my Pinterest back. Aside from that though, I have a workshop for business owners entitled, what is it titled? Make More Without Doing More. And that is $97. And if you're interested in that at all, you can comment shop below, and I will be happy to tell you all about it. Give you some details. Also, I have also created an online community called the Vintage Edge Collective, and that's for everybody and anybody. It's a deeper dive into these videos. We go step by step every day through what your design questions are, whether it's a display or your home, whatever. And you can post pictures of your space, and I'll be happy to answer questions, and we can get other people on here kind of all communicating, and it's kind of fun. A bunch of like-minded people hanging out. It's $5 a month. Okay, the last trendy thing that I'm really embracing, and I don't see me giving up either, is copper. I love copper. It's, to me, very timeless, and I'm collecting not only copper pans, pots, and stuff. I'm also collecting fun little tchotchkes. And I actually found this at my friend's store, and I was so excited. She had a great price on it. I brought it up to the register, and she said, "Oh my gosh, so many people have brought that up, but nobody wants it because," let me see, Bob is engraved. Bob is engraved across that. And I was so excited because my dad's name was Bob. He passed in 2018. So this was even more meaningful to me. I would have bought it if it said Sam, but I was really super excited that it said Bob. And really, that's what this all boils down to, you guys, is creating a space that means something to you, whether it's your home, your business, and hopefully both, or at least if you have a business, it's both, right? Okay. Thanks so much for joining me. If you're getting anything out of this, I hope you would consider subscribing. I'll be doing a lot more of these videos. And if you have any questions at all, if you hate these trends, I want to know. I want to know what trends you're liking and disliking. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.